Hello everybody, we're back, doing magic. So, this is another modern deck tech for you. And what the hell is this?
This is a Gallia zoo list. So, namesake of the deck is Gallia of the Endless Dance. It's a hasty creature that draws cards. So, it can't be all bad.
Yeah, it also happens to be a satyr lord, but there's like 6 satyrs in all of Magic, so...
And none of them are great. So this one's more about the last ability and not her lord status. So we'll start with the 1-drops. We have 4 Goblin Guide. I mean, we're a zoo deck. It's
fast.
It's a 2/2 with haste that occasionally draws us our opponent's cards, but when it doesn't, it's great. Then we have 4 Hex Drinkers.
Scary boy.
It's a scary boy, so at times he can activate and become a 4/4 with protection from instants, but he also starts as just a 1-mana 2/1, which is excellent. And then we have the 2 Blood-Soaked Champion. So this guy can be bought back with the raid trigger, and he's again a 1-mana 2/1.
Yeah. And
then of course we have 4 Gallia of the Endless Dance. And then of course we have 3 Dark Confidant for, just more card advantage. He's still 2 power, but also draws us cards, and we're just gonna play out a bunch of creatures, and both of them help fulfill that goal. Then we also have 4 War Marshals. So this is a 2-mana 1/1, but it also makes another 1/1, and then when it dies it makes a 1/1. But this is important because it provides a whole bunch of 1/1s that can attack the opponent, and that helps us get to those 3 creature limit for Gallia.
Yeah.
Then we have the 4 Tarmogoyf because, it's a zoo deck.
Big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy. We're going to be discarding a couple cards, so he'll be bigger than average anyway, because we might discard something that's not there yet. And yeah, he's 2 mana for a giant boy. Then we have the 4 Bloodbraid Elf Cascade. It draws us cards.
Yep. Has haste.
What
doesn't it do, honestly? Doesn't have trample or horsemanship.
It doesn't know why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then we have 1 Wrangle Prankmaster. This is another 4-mana haste creature, but this one is 3/3 with flying and haste, and he has all the kinds of fun abilities, like each player draws a card, each player discards, or each player loses a life and draws a card. Each player discards a card, or each player sacrifices a creature. And when we have like a whole bunch of creatures that aren't great, like the War Marshals or the Blood-Soaked Champions, that we could just be raided back, we kind of end up ahead. But again, he's 4 mana, and unlike Bloodbraid Elf, he doesn't bring extra cards, so he's not quite as good.
Plus
he doesn't have to connect once. Yeah. And he's equal, so it's a little bit more difficult. Then for the spells, we have 2 Domri and Arcabolus. This one gives all our creatures +1/+0. Gives us mana and makes them so they can't be countered, which can be nice in some matchups. But mostly he's a Anthem effect. And he's also a fight spell. With -2, target creature you control fights target creature you don't control.
And I know a thing or two about fighting, and Tarmogoyf wins a lot of fights. He can win a couple fights, and Hex Drinker, if you've invested any mana into him, can also win fights pretty handily. Yes.
But other than that, it might be a trade. And then, of course, we have 4 Claim to Fame. So all of our cards are 2 mana. Like, we have Bloodbraid Elf and Wrangle, and then the rest of our creatures are 2 mana or less. So this just rebuys creatures, and occasionally we end up discarding them to Gallia, and maybe the 1 mana is cheaper, so there you go.
Yeah, and while Unearth can get 3 drops, you don't actually have any 3 drops.
Yeah, we don't have any 3 drops.
And the cycling is nice, but giving a creature +2/+0 and haste is unfair.
If you end up discarding this to the Gallia trigger too, you still do have that Fame trigger, which is +2/+0, which can help push that last bit of damage in. And then, of course, for removal spells, we have 4 Lightning Bolt, because it can go to the face too.
Yeah, and they're pretty.
Then for lands, we have 4 Copperline Gorge. Red and green are our main colors, so coming in fast is a good idea. 1 each of a mountain and a forest, because, again, our primary colors. And then we have 2 Stomping Ground, 1 Blood Crypt, and 1 Overgrown Tomb. So we do have the black, but it's not as important. We've one Ancient Ziggurat, so can't cast this row, but
everything
casts the rest of the row and doesn't care about the colors, so pretty helpful. And then for the fetch lands, we have a 3/3/1 split with the Wooded Foothills,
Yep.
Blitzing Mire, and Verdant Catacombs. Just kind of covers all the bases.
Yep. All right. So, excited to see this in action, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.